Good morning, Stitch Nation. Thank y'all for joining our show today. Hey, we have got Grace in the house, and we're going to show you some really cool things that you can do with quilting. And we've got some specials today we're going to go over. But y'all say good morning to Roger. So, Roger, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good, Blaine. Very relaxing, I'll tell you.
Well, that's the way it needs to be. I had a good weekend. I drove over to Kansas
That's
City,
right.
Missouri, and went to a kind of like a airplane swap meet, if that makes sense.
It totally
And
does.
I got to hang out, with a couple buddies of mine, and so it was a good time. So enjoyed that, but I am so excited to be back at work because we had a bunch of stuff we've been doing and working on, and so I got to tell them about things that are coming up, Roger. So y'all will know. The rest of this month, we have got shows every Thursday. So next week, we have got Janome is going to be in here, and we're going to highlight 3 of the Skyline series sewing machines. So y'all don't want to miss that. And then on February the 25th, y'all been asking for this, so we got a show you're going to love. We have Mighty Hoops are going to be in the house. And we're going to talk all about the different hoops they have, and they're all for multi-needle machines. And then, as y'all know, on the 25th, we're going to actually give away our SWF 7 needle. And I've got some good news about that too, is Mighty Hoops is going to throw a hoop package in with the machine to the winner. So you're going to get not only the 7 needle, but you're going to get a Mighty Hoops hoop package. So those are all the magnetic frames, and so we're really happy about that. They talked to them, and they were excited to do it, and they'll be on our show that day as well, the 25th, when we give the machine away. So kind of what the plan is right now. Today we're going to draw another finalist, and then on the 25th we'll draw our 9th and finalists for that show, and then at the end of the show we will draw out one name out of those 9 people, and you will be our winner of the SWF 7 needle. So the other thing I want to talk to you about is March. So March, we're calling it Embroidery Month, and so the whole month of March here at Stitch It International is going to be all about embroidery. And so we're putting a show together right now. That'll be the whole month of March, every Wednesday in March, our normal time at 10 a.m. But the show's probably going to last a couple hours. So here's the format. When we kick it off at 10 a.m., we're going to have a machine demo, and then followed by about a 45-minute educational session with tips and tricks and techniques and everything like that. And then after the educational session, we'll have another machine demo. So we're going to have specials on a lot of the embroidery machines and supplies. And so we hope that y'all will join us. We got some great people lined up. We got people like Trevor Conquergood. Y'all probably know him from Floriani. He's going to do some software digitizing demos. We're going to talk about stabilizer. We've got Ring Wilcoxon is going to come in. We have got Dawn Chase is going to be in. We have got just a ton of people that we're going to have here. So we hope that y'all will tune in and for the whole month. And I'm sure we're going to have some good giveaways as well. So y'all don't want to miss that. So let's talk about today. So today we have Grace in the house, and we're going to talk all about that little mini quilter and the little Rebel again. And we've got a special today on the Janome HD9, which is a straight stitch machine that works perfect on the little mini quilter. So the reason we're doing that is because we had some people say, man, we would love a cutie frame and all that different things, but we just don't have the room for that. So what we're wanting to do is kind of introduce you to the mini quilter, because it is one of those things that you don't have to have much room at all. I mean, it's extremely small, and it is made to get people into quilting. So you can do like crib quilts, you could do table runners, wall hangings, and things like that. Now, it's not going to be made to go up, to do, twin size quilts or full size or king size or anything like that, but it's made to do smaller projects. So we've got Julie here today from Grace. So let's bring Grace in the house, Roger. Hey, ladies.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Now,
Well,
I forgot,
sorry. Go
Julie,
ahead.
who you have with you today.
I have Angelique here.
There we go.
So I'm
Angelique.
Julie, and I am an account executive here at the Grace Company. And Angelique, what is your title?
So I am a content developer and a host for some of the videos that we have on our 2 YouTube channels.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I haven't had the opportunity to work with Angelique before, and so I'm very excited.
Well, we're happy to have y'all on the show today, and super excited to watch what y'all are going to do with that mini quilter. Because again, a lot of people, this is going to be right in their wheelhouse because sometimes other frames and things are just a little bit too big for them. This is something,
Right.
if somebody wants to kind of wade the water and get into quilting, this would be the
Yes.
easiest and cheapest way, wouldn't it, Julie?
Oh, for sure. And especially because you're used to push through quilting, or you haven't quilted at all yet, but you're thinking, I want to make that jump, but you're not ready to buy a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 system. Let's get this. Let's see how you like it. It's a very low price. You can put your own domestic machine on it. You're ready to go, and you get going, and now you fall in love. You're ready to upgrade. Guess what? Perfect gift for a grandchild.
Yep.
Perfect gift for
Travel.
Exactly.
I mean, it's
Put
not
it
like
in
you
the
have to
trailer.
get rid of it. You can
Yes.
take it with you.
Yes. And so it's just a way for you to be able to inexpensively fill it out, see if it's something that you like.
Yeah. I call it for the quilting curious.
There you go. Yes, I love that. All right, so what we're going to do today, you guys, this is going to be a different show that I've never done before. Usually I just stand up here and I ramble on about our products. But Blaine asked, he said, Julie, I know you sew, right? And I said, yeah, I sew. And he said, let's do a project. Let's do a project and show everybody how this works and how easy it is. And I said, okay, I'm going to make something this weekend and we will sew it. We will quilt it on the show. Now, when I say I sew, I dabble. My favorite thing to do, you guys, honestly, is quilting. So I do it for a living. I have a setup at home, and I like automation. I like the computer. I like the gadgets. I like to make it do the fun things that I like to do. And for me, free motion is hard because I do the other so often. And so I got a little intimidated. And I said, oh, I don't know if I can do this on live TV. So you guys, I grabbed Angelique and she's gonna do it for me.
I'm the guinea pig.
So I made the table runner. I held up my end of the bargain and I made the table runner. But Angelique's gonna teach you and she's gonna teach me how to do this today because my skills at free motion, I was a little bit worried about. So I'm so excited. I just remodeled my kitchen and this is gonna match the new colors and
It's
Angelique's
very
gonna make
cute.
it beautiful for me.
I'm gonna try.
So, do you know what? It's better than I can do. So, I can do a meander. That's about all I can do. But let's talk a little bit about the mini before we get started, and we're going to do some quilting.
Okay.
All right. So, first of all, we've got our mini quilter. It literally can fit on a 2-foot by 4-foot table. No problem at all. You can stick it on a corner of your bar, an end of your table. You can put it on a desk. You can put it anywhere that you want. A picnic table. I took it camping once. Did a little bit, hooked up the machine to the generator. My husband said, you're using all the gas. And I said, I'm just gonna do a little quilting while you're fishing. So you can put it anywhere and it's easy to take apart, very lightweight. You take the carriages off, the whole thing can be hung up, stuck under a bed. So it's very usable when you have space issues. The other thing is the budget. When you're not ready to spend $1,000, $10,000, $20,000, you can get into this mini frame by itself for $299.95, and
You
so
can't get
you're
into
ready to
quilting
go.
for cheaper.
No,
You can't.
and again, you can use any machine, any domestic machine, whether it has stitch regulation or it doesn't. If it has 8-inch throat all the way up to a 13-inch
You
throat.
do need a little bit of throat
This
space.
is going to work,
Yeah.
yes. Now, people will say, well, what about my little 5-inch singer? Yes, I'm going to tell you, it's not impossible to do with a 5-inch throat. You just have to keep in mind that you only have the space to work where your throat is. And so when you're doing it, you're really going to get only about 2.5 inches at a time before you're going to have to rotate and move your quilt. Is
And
it
it's going to
possible?
affect
Yes.
like what designs that you decide to do on
Right.
it, or you'll be breaking thread a lot. So it's-
Exactly. So it might not be ideal. It's possible. Will it work? Yes. Is it ideal? If you can put an 8-inch to a 13-inch on there, you're going to be much happier in the long run.
Yeah, I have a domestic that's 7.5, and it works pretty
And
good.
it works good.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, not many people have a 4-inch, so
Yeah.
or a 5-inch, so but it will work, you guys. So what you do is when you get this, it's literally like 13 steps to put it together. So easy, and you put all the bars together except for this one right here in the back. That one is going to slide out. We're going to slide it out.
Got to unscrew for me.
Unscrew this little screw right here. We'll pull it this way. Now, I like to leave it right here because I don't want to lose the bar. I set things in the
Same.
weirdest places. So now, when you're putting it together, you get 2 carriages. Carriages are the things that roll. So you're going to get one that goes down first, and it's going to move back and forth. And then you put the next one on top of that, and it moves forward and back. And that's where we're going to set our machine. So we're going to set our machine on there. It has these clips that are adjustable, and you're going to scoot them right up and clamp them down, and it's going to hold your machine tight on that
Yeah, so you don't
carriage.
vibrate, you know, because when you're working and you're quilting, you get a little vibration in your machine, it could start to move a little bit, and this is going to keep it all in place.
And just remember to undo those when you take your machine off.
Otherwise, the
or
whole
the
thing
carriage
comes
comes
with
with you. All right, so now we've got our machine on. We're just going to slide this back. Screw it back in. All right, we are ready to go with our machine on our frame. So now with the one carriage that goes back and forth, the other that goes forward and back, that gives me my full range of motion.
Yep.
So I'm going to be doing cursive on fabric.
Drawing.
There you go.
Coloring.
Whatever you want to call it, but it's just that easy. It's just like drawing. Now, all of the frames come with the little clips. Everything comes included. They have markings on them, and that is, we're going to get into it when we start to sew. But it's going to help you line up your quilt and help you as you do the quilting. So we're going to take these off real quick. Now, they also come with these little bungees, and they're removable. If you don't want to use them, you can move them around if you want to, but I have found that it's best to keep it in the corners.
Yeah, these
it
ones
keeps it
definitely.
out of the way, and we're going to show you
But it
how that
swivels,
works.
so you've got
Yes.
some range of motion there.
And we're going to show you how that works because it's going to keep the bottom portion, the unfinished portion of your quilt, out of the way so you can access your handlebars, and the finished portion out of the way so you have room to work.
What we call the take-up rail.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, the handlebars are adjustable. They're down here. Some people said, well, why did you put them down there? Well, the reason that we did is because there's so many different machines that are going to get put on here. Some are wider, some are thinner. We didn't want to have to adjust, oh, you need this one if you have this wide, and you need this one if you have this wide. We just wanted one that it's out of the way, totally adjustable. You can sit down to quilt, you can stand up to quilt, you can have it all the way up and do it, you can have it all the way down and do it, whatever is the most comfortable for you. This works for this frame because everything is now open so I can see what I'm working on.
Yep.
All right, what else do we need to talk about? Let's talk about how much room you have. So the frame itself is 29.5 inches by 27.5 inches. And that sounds great for space, but how much can I quilt? So when I'm actually quilting, this is what you need to know. You have to remember that when you're starting out and you're starting with a smaller space or you're starting with a smaller budget, you also get a smaller work area,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at a 12-foot machine, yeah, it's great, but it's a little bit more expensive. I'm going to get 15 inches of quilting space on this frame. That means I'm going to be able to do 15 inches from right to left, and then whatever your throat space is, remember you can only go as far as the back of your throat, and how far forward I can go. And once I've completed that section, I'm going to have to mark it and I'm going to move it, and we're going to work in zones.
Yep.
So you work from the beginning of the left-hand side of your quilt and the top, fill that section, pull it down.
Or up, it depends on the size of your
That's
project.
true, yep. If you're doing a table runner, you're just going to move up because you've done the whole thing. You're going to move it on a bigger quilt, you're going to move it down. Then you're going to roll it up. So you're going to go left, right, roll up, left, right, roll up, left, right, roll up. Now, you could do a twin size quilt. It's just going to be work. Just remember, you're going to do zones. You're going to work left to right, roll it up, left to right, roll it up, and you're going to keep the unfinished portion just tucked over to the side on the right.
Yep.
So you'll be able to do it. Now, can I do a king size quilt on this?
The weight. I think
The
you
weight
start
is
to
hard to
really
hold it on.
experience issues with the weight. So that's why we really say for best experience, throw size or smaller.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So weight thing. So it's possible.
Yeah.
They would just be pulling around, but that weight could pull it over, and we don't want to ruin our machine.
Yeah, well, and it just, yeah, I mean, just the you
The
having
weight.
to move all that weight when you don't
Right.
have, a frame large enough to like help you. I mean, that's kind of the purpose of the frame, is to help you manage the fabric and manage the
Right.
weight of the fabric, opposed to like when you're push quilting, you're having to find ways to manage that and move things around to get that to do that. But once you
Gotcha.
start to get, larger, since this is built for that smaller footprint,
Right.
yeah, it's going to become more work.
Okay.
So,
And so that's when, if you think you're going to do a lot of queen size and king size,
time to upgrade.
yeah, it's upgraded. Blaine has got all of our frames. We can go from this little guy all the way up to 12 feet. So
Yeah.
we can find something in your budget and your size that will work for you. All right. So now, for those of you, I'm just going to do a real quick, the Little Rebel. We're just going to be honest. We're putting all of our cards on the table today, guys. We were going to do our demo today with a Janome HD9. And I was so excited because Blaine has got a great bundle going to
Great
go
deal.
on. Now, remember, you can put any domestic machine. Blaine will be able to bundle this with any machine that you want. So he will figure it out. Anything under 13 inches in throat will work. And it's really a weight issue.
Yeah.
So once you get past 13, those machines are just too heavy for this frame.
Yeah, and you do have only a certain far
Right.
that this will go out. So this is out to its max. So you can see that I still have some space, which is important because you're going to be rolling your quilt up, and so you need that space.
Right.
And if you try to go further than that, you're not really going to be able to quilt anyway.
You're
'cause
not gonna use it.
Yeah, the
Right.
stuff that you're not quilting is going to be in your way. So it feels like you're wasting space, but you're really not. It's getting used by the quilt.
Right. So if you're in the market for a machine, of course, you're going to talk to Blaine, but we do have the Little Rebel that you can get from him as well. This is the machine that we make. The HD9,
I don't know how to use it. I'm sorry.
we,
It was my
we have
fault.
other brand of machines, and we keep them so that we can do these demos, but we don't use them because we use our product, right? And so we struggled and we struggled, and we started to get nervous and scared. So I called Blaine and said, I'm throwing the Little Rebel on. And he said, you do it. You do what you need to do. It's all right. The customers will never know. And I said, well, I don't keep anything a secret. So we put the Little
User
Rebel
error.
on. Yes. So it is a 13-inch throat. It's one of the biggest machine throats in the industry. That's just a domestic machine. The Little Rebel is just a straight stitch sewing machine. It is heavy duty, 1,600 stitches per inch.
Yes.
It's heavy duty.
Powerhouse.
It'll go through canvas, denim, and leather. It does have stitch regulation. It has the start-stop button on the side. You can use your foot pedal. It also comes with this button right here that stops it and puts your needle up and down when you are using a frame. It also comes with an extension table that's 16 by 24 inches. So if you want to do your push-through quilting or just your regular sewing, that comes with it as
Yes.
well. And we weren't doing the show on the Little Rebel today because, like I said, we were going to do the HD. So I just wanted to glance, just tell you a little bit about it. You can get it. If you're in the market for one, we love it. There's nothing better than the biggest throat that you can afford.
Absolutely.
Because you just get so much more work done at one time. All right, so now we're gonna start using this.
We are.
Okay.
So I could load this either way. I could load it this way. I've got plenty of fabric. But for table runners, I don't know why. I just really like to try to do as much space as possible. So we're
Gotcha.
gonna load it this way.
Okay, so as you can see, everybody, we've got quite a bit of backing on here. It doesn't need to be as big as this. I just grabbed 2 yards of fabric and put it as my backing. I'll use it for oven mitts or something afterwards that will match the kitchen.
We do recommend about 8 inches on both ends so that these are going to act as your leaders.
Yes, you're going to use them as your leader cloths. And so we've got our backing and our batting made bigger than our table runner.
Because of that shrinkage you get when you quilt.
Right. So we're just going to stick it right here over the front, the belly bar, under the needle.
And right now I'm just going to put 1 clamp on because I just want it to hold for me so I can do the next part. So when you get your mini quilter, it's going to come with a class. It's a self-paced, there's an instruction manual, it comes with this grid, so not only can you learn about the quilt space that you have for the machine that you've got on here, but you can practice drawing your designs, kind of see what they're going to look like, and with that also comes with this little ruler. And you can, once you kind of get an idea, you mark on your little ruler here where to position your quilt, so that's why I have this. And so I am just placing this, and you can pin it. I brought some pins. But you can pin it down if you want. And this is going to tell me, so you can see this is where my quilt area starts. I need to be about 1 inch down from the edge here because that is going to be a place for that quilt to build up as we're doing that, and we don't want to end up accidentally flattening out our designs. So that's going to provide that for us. And you can kind of see I'm off a little bit, which is why I only wanted to put the one on here. So I can slide this down. Whoops. Can't do things with 2 things in my hand. So I can slide this down a little bit.
And then push
yeah,
this
and you
back
can move
over.
that, and you can see I'm definitely within my quiltable zone there.
And so I'm just going to kind of explain that for a minute. When the carriages are sitting on the frame, your machine is smaller than the carriage. So your machine is not going to go all the way to both sides. That's why you only get 18 or 15 inches worth of quilting space, because the carriage is going to run into the side before your machine does.
Right.
So when we see that it's brought all the way over as far as I can go, I've got a good 5 inches right there, 6 inches, that I cannot quilt because I have run into the side of it with the carriage. So that is what this measuring tool is for, to help Angelique and you line this up.
Right, and so now what I want to do is I want to move this because I know I can start much closer up to the bar here. So I've just kind of, like I said, I can pin it. I just didn't do it before I put it on the quilt frame here. So I can slide up, and Julie's going to be my pin.
I'm going to be the pin. Okay.
And so now I know that this is a good place for me to start. It looks like I can go just a smidgen, okay.
And so what we do is we've got the machine as far back as it'll go and as far to the left as it'll go. And then we've marked it right here with our ruler.
And now I'm ready to put on my first clamp.
Okay.
And I think you've got a long one over there.
I've got the long one over here. We're going to put that on.
We want to make sure our backing and batting is smooth as we put that next clamp on.
And you want the back clamps as far to the left and far to the right as you can, because it helps you line up with these, the markings.
Because you can kind of see now, when I see the marking here, where my needle's lining up. So there's 3 different marks there, so that depending on the position of your needle with your machine. Some of them are a little more left, some of them are a little more right. Like my domestic at home, I get a little bit more space to the left and a little less space to the right because of the position of how the needle is on the bar. So, so that way you've got that little bit there. And so let's go ahead, we're going to roll up our
little excess
and that's
here,
when we
and
use
that's
these
what those
bungees.
clamps are for. Now remember I said we'd show you, there's the little notch right here. You're going to bring it over, and those clamps themselves have a little area that's notched for you to get that out of the way.
Yeah, and so those will stay out of the way, and now we're going to worry about the front. So I want to make sure everything's smooth, and we were very lazy in how we basted this.
We were.
So
We
that
just
way, you
pinned it.
know, you can do a lot of this on the frame. You don't have to do a lot of pre-basting. We just pinned enough of it together so it wouldn't fall apart.
Right. Yeah, so, and everybody does it differently. I like to, instead of making quilt sandwiches, I like to put my backing on, then, and get it all clamped down, and then I add my batting, which I have to pin because I don't want it to
Right,
fall
I
off.
do the same.
And then I add my top where I want it. So it just depends on how you want to do it.
So I've taken the one pin off that she had here so I can make sure that that's nice and smooth. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put on, and I give it a little twist. That little twist is going to help with the tension of my quilt sandwich.
And so I'm going to show you that real quick. So the clamp itself has these ridges on it, and it's not just a round base. The reason that we did that is so that when you tighten it back a little bit, it's going to tension your quilt. I'm going to move that back for you.
And now we're going to do the side ones. Now, if your fabric doesn't reach the side, that'll be okay. You
Right.
can always add if you know, depending, because some projects you feel like you need that little bit more.
Right.
You can always add a little scrap piece of fabric as a leader to the side, but we've got plenty here, and I do the same thing. I just kind of put that on
Okay,
and give it
got
a
it
little bit of
clamped down.
twist. Now, what I'm not making is a trampoline. It's
Yes.
not a cat hammock.
You know how they always say in the Army, make sure you can bounce a quarter off of that
Yeah,
thing?
no, we don't want any bounce. I want to be able to reach and grab my finger easily, just
Okay.
the tip of my finger. I don't want it so loose that, you know,
That it's
so like if
bopping
you
up
do
and
have
down.
a cat and you left the room and your cat's like, this looks like a good bed, and it jumps in. I've seen people talk about this on Facebook, and it jumps on there and it seems like it's a little loose, redo it, because there's a good chance that your backing is not going to be firm enough and you're gonna get folds and stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's kind of one of the reasons that you think about that. Now, I can't quilt if it's in my way, right?
Right.
So this is where we're gonna roll up our excess
Okay.
nice and neat.
If you're lucky, you can grab a husband to do this with you. No, I don't know. A husband,
My
a
husband's
best
not
friend.
allowed in my
I know,
sewing
my
room.
husband, he comes in and
He
goes,
comes in, he starts talking to me, and I'm like, this is my space.
my husband last week said, free motion is easy, watch. And he did this on my quilt and made a mess on my quilt because he did this. And I said, it's not easy, don't. And I had to unpick a little, maybe 6 inches because he thought it was easy.
Yeah.
Men.
All right, so I'm taking the one off because I want to do a little bit of smoothing, and I'm going to do a little bit of basting here at the top.
Okay.
So you can baste directly with the machine. I'm just going to turn my stitch length down.
Okay, so while she's doing that, I'm just going to answer one of the questions. How hard is it to do free motion for designs on the Grace? So with the mini quilter, I have noticed that it's easiest to do patterns when I just do a chalk drawing on my pattern, and then I'll just follow it, dust the chalk off. Or I will do, my favorite thing is that those new pens that you can iron the markings off. Now, some people say they think that they come back. I haven't had any come back yet.
Depends on the brand.
There you
Some
go.
wash out.
Okay.
So they do disappear with heat, but some will also wash out. Some only disappear with heat. So if it does get colder, then yes, it will come
Okay.
back.
So, and then there's also, you could do a laser. We sell something called the Gracie laser, but it can be any kind of laser. You can Velcro it to the side of your machine, and then it moves back and forth, and you put your pattern on the front right here, and you direct your laser to shine down on it, and you can follow that to make a pattern. Or you can, what else?
I just free motion.
That's it. That's it. That's the way you can do the patterns on this one, yes. So with like the Cutie, they have a way for you to do it in the back. Now, you can take the handlebars off the back and or in the front and put them in the back, yes?
Yeah, or you can just flip
Yes,
the
or
carriage.
you can turn the carriage around. So if you wanted to lay your pattern on the back of
Like
the
a
table
pantograph.
with the laser shining, just stick it somewhere here on the back of your machine. You could follow it in the back and sew it in the front.
Yeah.
So you've got some options.
So because it is a little bit smaller space, I do like to mark, and I do have a little erasable pin. It just helps me remember not to go past that spot.
Gotcha.
So I'll just
So
do
that's
a
as far as
small
she
little
can go
mark,
on the
yeah.
right. So she's marking that, because if you're doing a pretty loop-de-loop or you're doing a wave, you don't want to get down here and hit the back of your throat and the back of the machine, and now
you're
your
gonna
wave
flatten
is
out the
a
design.
flat line. Yeah. So she's going to keep track of how far down she can go.
Okay.
Okay. You ready, guys?
All right, I am going to start with the border, which is unusual for me. A lot of times I don't know what I want to do on a border, but I think I have an idea. I'm just trying to remember which button is which, because I have it on the side. I don't want to hit the wrong button. I'm going to bring up my bobbin, which is what you would do with any type of long arming, and I'm just going to, I hope you like it.
Hey, anything you do, I'm going to love.
I think I'm more nervous about it than you are. So I'm just gonna do kind of a pattern to fill in this border area.
Okay.
Okay. Finding the right button.
And here we go,
Oh,
guys.
wait, I forgot to change my stitch length back up.
So she's
User
just
error.
increasing her stitch
Right,
length.
until I kind of get what I want. And I think I had it a little bit more there. And yeah, and I'm just gonna move it. Okay, so I'm out of space here where I want to do that first loop and kind of come back. So we're going to need to do a little slide.
All right, we're going to do a slide. So now we need to move it over.
Now, I wouldn't have to do this if I was going to continue the design here. It's just the way that I'm working and kind of focusing on the border first.
Right.
I'm going ahead and do a little extra movement.
So
early.
if you were just starting and you're doing a stippling or a meander, you could fill
I
the
could fill the whole in area if I
section.
want to. So how much you move is going to depend on what kind of design that you're doing and what kind of look that you want.
Gotcha.
So I just say don't be afraid to move it.
Okay.
You know, I mean, do you.
So we're just taking things off.
And we're just sliding it down.
We like to leave one on because it keeps things straight as we
That's
slide
good.
it down.
And then I can bring
There
it
we
back.
go.
And then she can put that one back on. And that's because I'm moving from left to right.
Right.
Always leave one.
If you leave one, it helps you not to get it too crazy. You've got it nice and straight still. All right. Now see, we're going to leave that right-hand side open because we don't have enough fabric now.
Right. But if I had a little extra, I could put that, but
You
I
could,
don't really
but it's
need
not
to.
going to hurt anything. You've got enough tension front and back that you're going to be fine. Roll this up.
It's nice to have a helper, but it is really easy to
It
do by
is,
yourself.
yes. Just start in the middle. It's easier. All right, clamp that out of the way.
Make sure these are to the side too, because that's going to give you a little bit more space for those bungees. My earpiece is falling out. All right, now I'm going to continue my design. All right, so I think I did one
All
more.
right,
Let me do
there's a
one more.
cute border.
Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and not worry about these for now. I'm going to start working in the center design.
Okay.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm probably going to do flowers. I love to do flowers.
I love
Spring
flowers
is kind
too.
of in the air here, even though it's still winter. And now I don't ever want to see winter again, so I want to keep spring happy. So
There you
let's
go.
remind it what spring is, and that's flowers.
We
and
didn't have
pollen.
much winter this year.
That's okay. Oops, I hit the button. That was me. Get my finger out the way. So I busted my thread. That was on me. But it's super easy to, you know, I mean, thread things happen.
Oh, how many times do thread things happen, guys? I think half the night I spend rewinding bobbins and rethreading machines and changing colors and... All right.
But I mean, did it look like it was difficult for me to do the design?
No, not at all. It's like, let's see, fuzzy face place. You just said, give yourself permission to suck it first.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like learning to write cursive, which none of my kids know how to do.
Yeah, they've taken that out of school.
But yeah, it's true. Just practice. Take an old sheet, mark that thing up with a permanent marker if you want to, and start practice and make some waves, some loops, some lines, meanders, stipples, anything that you want to do, and just start practicing.
You'll see me put my fingers in places. It just helps me hold the machine exactly where I want it, where I can see.
It is on wheels. It will move around.
There we go. I just can't get a hold of anything today, which is why I have tools. I always have to have tools when you have nails.
Oh, yes.
And you can't do anything.
That's what my
But your hands look good.
The things we do to look pretty, right?
Yes, definitely. So I just want to tuck these out of my way because I know which direction I'm going to be going. And I'll just continue on like nothing happened.
All right. And we probably should have picked a little bit darker thread. I didn't think about that for the air, but she's got some really cute loop-de-loops that go into a flower and back out into another loop and another flower.
Okay, so I am running out of my space over here.
Okay.
Right, so it's time for me to switch back over.
All right. Now, this is a very good lesson. Right now we've got the needle down, and it's just kind of holding everything in place.
We're just
Oh, we're going that way, I forgot.
Yeah.
Don't, see how the needle is down? If you drag it carefully, you can keep right where you left off by keeping the one on, whichever one is the furthest away in the back, keep that one on, clamp it down again. But by keeping the needle down, we know our exact place. If you feel like you needed to put the needle up, if you're worried, put a little sticker under there, put a little notch with your pen. You could stick a pin in it. I did that once thinking I'd be so smart, but then I forgot that the bottom of the pin was going to hit the machine. So maybe not that one.
Something you can see really easy.
Yes, there you go. All right.
All right.
Okay, more
right
room.
back to work. Which way was I going? Okay. Just doing a little echoing now.
Very nice.
I keep hitting the button. All right. All right, so let's get this more in the middle.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and go up a little bit with it too.
All right.
So this is a good time to get this back out. Since I'm focusing on the center now, I'm actually going to line my ruler up here. Let's see, I'm going to put it about here because I know I've got to be able to get up here still. Like I said, I can pin this if I want. All right, and now that's going to help me guide it to where I want it to go.
Now, of course, when you're doing a baby blanket or a throw, you're not going to have to move it as much. Table runners, of course, are smaller, so you've got to move it more. All
Well,
right.
and again, it just depends on how you quilt.
Right.
And the design that you're doing.
Okay, we're
And
going to
come up.
Yep. As far back as we can go.
We don't want to go, yeah, because we're using
Oh,
this edge
we
here.
are going to use
Yeah,
our
we
thing.
gotta
As far
use
back
this
as our
because-
measuring is?
Yeah, so the reason I did this is I can't move my machine all the way to the corner now.
Right.
Because I have my needle down.
Oh, gotcha.
Right, and so
Okay.
I don't want to make the mistake
Of getting too far over.
Right, when I still have
Okay.
areas over there to quilt. So this is helping guide where I was using my machine
So you don't
before.
accidentally go too far and then you have to
Right.
move it all again.
Yep.
Okay.
And those little things you just kind of learn with practice. And you just become more and more and more efficient with zoning and moving.
And all the rolling and all the.
Yep.
Oh, I lost
I
my
mean,
clip.
I don't know if you noticed, but I do have a little bit of a cheat here with the rear, because you're like, okay, but it's got lower handles. But look what I can do with the lower handles. I can put my quilt roll that's here. So instead of letting it unroll all the way, it's just tucked on here, and then it's a lot faster for me to get back to where I was at.
Okay, hold on. Rookie mistake.
What'd you do?
I dragged my clip clear
Oh.
over to the middle. So I got to pull it out real quick.
Yep.
Okay, got my clip back over to the side. There we go.
Okay, don't forget that little twist. Oh, it's because I put the little one on there. That was my bad. I'm not a chew gum and walk kind of person.
I know. I'm a, if it works, just put it on there kind of person. All right, we're all set up again.
Okay, and then I'm just going to continue. I said, don't forget those little twists. You can base as you go if you like. I want to get this up, sitting a little bit higher, my roll.
Out of your way.
Yep, out of my way. And I can move this now out of my way too. And where was I going? So it's so easy, I started forgetting what we were doing. And I got in the zone. I was like, wait, nobody's going to want to see me do this for like an hour. Where are you? But it's extremely relaxing. I love to free motion. I do a little automation. I mean, obviously I get to play with everything that we have here.
Right.
And when I took a setup home, I did do a hoop frame. I do have a larger hoop frame, but don't tell my bosses. Don't get me in trouble. I have a quilt retreat coming up in March in Vernal, and I'm sneaking one of these bad boys out to go with me because I can't bring my big frame with me. But I really
But this
like
one can
hooping.
travel to all the
Yeah.
retreats you do, all the guild meetings that you go to. It's the perfect thing to have for sure. And I'm really glad that Angelique picked an easy pattern. It looks beautiful. I'm going to finish this at home. Everybody wish me luck. I'm going to
So
do
what
it.
I will tell you to do when you're ready to finish the borders, then I would turn so I have
and
more
do
space
it so I've
to
got
do the
more
border that way.
space.
Yep.
All right, I love that. All right, can we think of anything else we want to talk about? Blaine, let's bring you back in for just a second. Let's answer some questions. And what do you think? I
Oh, that was
know
awesome.
I
Awesome.
took the
So-
easy way out and had a helper.
Yeah. If there's any questions y'all have specifically right now, go ahead and put them in the chat, and Roger can throw them up on the screen for you. If y'all have any questions before we let them go, but y'all make that look so easy. I'm telling you, and you know,
It is easy.
oh my gosh,
It
and
really
you
is.
You actually said something that I really thought about. Is like, you know, I've kind of put on some quilt retreats before, and we had the ladies will come in and, they have we'll open up the place where we had all the machines like all night long almost, and they'll set up there till midnight sewing and doing things. If you
Right.
had one of these little mini quilters with you could just do a whole quilt,
You
a
could.
table runner or a crib
Yep.
blanket or
Yep.
something while you're at the retreat.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And you can definitely, I mean, it trunk of your car very easily. And you've already got a machine under one arm, you might as well have the frame under the other.
I'm pretty sure you could get this in a suitcase if you took it apart enough.
Right.
I'm sure you
Yes.
could. So, is there anybody got any questions for them before we let them out of here? If y'all have any, go ahead and put them in the chat right now.
I think
Roger,
we-
did you have any?
Yes, we had questions about the dimensions of the quilt.
Okay.
What size quilt can you make, and then the dimensions of the actual frame.
All right,
Okay, so the
quilt-
dimensions of the frame
yeah.
I know is easier. So it's 29.5 inches wide and 27.5, I do the wrong way, 27.5 inches wide and 29.5 inches long. You can put it on a 2-foot by 4-foot table. It will stay on there. It just has to have these two little bars right here on the table so it can overhang. You can see that we've got it overhanging here, but just these black bars that you can see right here needs to be sitting on the table.
I think the
And
next
then,
question as well.
again, for the quilt,
The quilt, our recommendation is really nothing larger than a throw. You can do bigger, but for the best experience, I wouldn't do anything larger than a throw. I think it's just as you get bigger, because you're moving so much more,
It's
you
just
might
a
just
weight.
start to feel frustrated.
Right.
And
I
if
did
you are
do a
doing
twin.
those larger quilts,
Yeah.
once you give this a try and you're like, I definitely like free motioning, doing it this way, but I want to do
Right.
larger quilts, you give Julie a call, you give Blaine a call, and it's time to upgrade for something that will do those bigger quilts for
and
you.
that's it. It's kind of a quilting gateway drug.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Let's
That's
see
why I
if
call
you
it the
like
quilting
it.
curious.
Right.
And then you become a quilting lover. And let's be honest, half of sewing and quiltings is buying stuff.
It's true. It's true.
I
Right?
have two hobbies. There's the sewing and
the
the shopping,
buying,
and I
yes.
am really good at the shopping one.
Now, the distance between the railings that are lying on the table that the carriage sits on, I don't know if you mean how high it is, or
It adjusts in height
Right,
for
it
the base
adjusts
of your
in height,
machine
and you want-
for your quilt roll up.
you want to make sure, because every machine is different, that you can put your fingers between the back rail, the take-up rail, I'm getting there, the take-up rail and the back of or the bottom of your machine.
Right.
You want to be able to put your fingers back there, so you can adjust that up and down depending on your machine.
And like I said, as you're doing the bigger quilt and you're rolling up, you're going to need to lift that so that
Right.
you have that space.
And then how small does it break down? So the frame itself is not going to get any smaller.
Right.
The frame is as small as it goes. So we have a
Without
lady.
actually having to undo screws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you could undo the screws. Like I said, there's only 13 different parts that you have to put together. So if you needed to, you could undo everything and put it in a bag.
Yeah.
But the frame stays the same size. You take the top carriage off and the bottom carriage off.
And that's
the
gonna
whole
give you a
thing
little bit
is like
smaller.
3 pounds.
Yeah.
So you can carry it. I have a lady who bought bicycle hooks, and she
That's a
just
good
hangs
idea.
it above her station when she's not using it.
Yeah.
So
But it'll fit, like she said earlier, under a bed, in a closet. We've stuck it over in the corner here. I just stand up, these guys next to it.
Yep.
And it's ready for the next time.
very easy to move it around. So when you're cooking and you're using the kitchen table, you can hurry and take it apart to have dinner.
And then make everybody hurry up and clean up their dishes so you can get back to quilting.
Exactly, right?
Well, Julie,
All
Angelique,
right.
great job. Thank y'all so much for coming on the show today. And again, thanks for working with us on the special. And hope to have y'all back real soon.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks for having
guys.
us.
It was great to see you all.
All righty. Okay, everybody, we're going to tell you how you can get one of these. And again, we got a couple different packages today. So we're going to have one. We have it bundled with the little Rebel that they were using. We're going to talk a little bit about the Janome HD9 as well. But let's talk a little bit about just the mini quilter. So the mini quilter, you can see the price right there, $299. Now that is a very, very inexpensive investment if you wanted to learn how to quilt. And again, you can start out small, like with baby quilts and different things, table runners. And if you really just get into it and love it, then you can talk about moving up. You can always go to a little bit bigger frame. Now, the great thing about this will accept any machine that has a 13-inch throat space and smaller. Once you get up above the 13-inch, you're getting into a bigger machine that weighs a little bit too much for this frame. So basically, most domestic machines out there, you're going to find that you have sitting in your sewing room right now are going to fit on this perfectly, and you can go. Now, again, it works great if you have a machine that already has built-in stitch regulation. If you don't have one that has stitch regulation, you can still use it. However, Grace also sells a stitch regulator that you can put on domestic machines that will even give you stitch regulation. So there's a multitude of things that you can do and start building on your quilting journey with this. So $299 for this, but we have a call-in special on this. So you have to call to get that special and talk to Lacey. Again, our number is 888-571-2171. And if you want to just take a look at this, you can go to our siistore.com. That's our website, siistore.com. In the search bar, just type in mini quilter and it'll pull that product page right up and you can take a look at it and read all about it. All right, the Little Rebel now, again, that's what they were using today. And this thing is just a straight stitch workhorse that has stitch regulation built in. Now, again, the price on that is $26.99, and we have a call-in special on it as well today, but we do have a combo price. Now, I can tell you what the combo price is today. We have a fantastic combo price. Roger, do you have that overlay of the bundle? If you could put that up there. Look at that, guys. $2,800 is the bundle. If you wanted to get the the mini quilter and the Little Rebel together, $2,800, great savings on that today. So fantastic savings on those bundled together, or you can buy them individually. To buy them individually, you want to get the price, you have to call in on, well, actually you have to call in for all of them, because if you go to our website, there's not a bundle on that. So Lacey will have to bundle this together for you for $2,800. So give her a call at the 888-571-2171 if you want to order this. Now, the HD9, let's talk a little bit about that Janome. That was one we were kind of bundling with it today. And I didn't think about them not knowing this machine as well. But again, this is a straight stitch machine. I've used this machine because I did a few years ago, I did what we called a straight stitch shootout show. And I sewed on all the popular brands of straight stitch machines and did testing on them. And this one was just fantastic. And, I'll tell you a little bit about this one as well. So again, the sewing, the throat space on this. So if you look to the right of the needle, that area right there is 9 inches. And the harp space is the sewing platform all the way up to the top of the arm, that opening, the height there, that's 5.5 inches. Now, the reason I was telling you that's super important when you're doing some quilting, because you have to allow for that quilt, to roll up. And this thing, is, again, it's a great straight stitch machine, 1,600 stitches per minute. It only weighs 32 pounds, so it's extremely lightweight. And it comes with a, big extension table. So if you wanted just to do straight stitch sewing, you'll have that big table that comes with it. And that table is really big. It's 27 inches wide by 13.5 inches deep. So it is a big table that comes with it. And then if you wanted to put this on a little, the mini quilter or the Cutie Breeze, you just take that extension table off, set the machine on the carriage, and then you can go to, do long arm quilting. So really, really good machine. And so again, $19.99, we do have a call-in special on this. So you do have to call to get those specials. So those are our 3 products that we're highlighting today. Great specials on all of them. Y'all give them a call. And if there's anything else that we if we haven't even got it on our website yet, and you have a product you're looking for, give Lacey a call, because we are in the process. As y'all know, we've started this kind of ground up, and Roger and we have a outside team that are putting products up daily, and I'm talking thousands of products we still have to put up, because with all the different brands out there, we just haven't got to them yet, but we're working hard to get there. So if there's something that you don't see on our website and you're wanting to know about it, just call Lacey at our toll-free number, and she can advise you about it, and we can make sure that we can get it for you. So, all right, Roger. So great specials today. And, what did you think? Do you think you could actually make a table runner on that mini quilter?
It would be fun to try. I'm not much of a sewist or a quilter, but I'm always willing to try something new. So that's
I could do it. I've made a table runner.
yes.
And,
I remember.
remember our quilt challenge that I had? I went up against a professional quilter. She made hers first, and then I made the exact same table runner. And then we had a quilting professional and Kyle. Remember, they looked at it and judged it, and I won. They picked mine. They didn't know who quilted whose. And the only reason I think they picked mine is because I used the color of thread that I used really popped on it. And then I used a really nice backing on it. But, it turned out so good. My mom wanted it. She took it, and every Christmas she puts it on her dining room table.
That's nice. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So, and I didn't have any idea I could do it. And I did it. I made the whole thing in under 4 hours. And that was kind of what we were trying to do, is see how fast I can make it, which I did use Pro Stitcher, robotics on it to do all the quilting. But I still had to sew all the pieces together, do the binding. And so it was a lot of fun. It really was. And I had to do it in segments. If you remember, I didn't do it all straight 4 hours. I did, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes here, but we timed it just to make sure. So
I do remember that. And then I saw in the comments too that, with anything else, it takes practice. You just got to get into it. Don't be afraid of messing up, and you get better as time progresses. So the more practice, the more stitches, the better you get.
Well, that's just like an artist. If you draw, some people can, if you draw a lot, you're going to be good at it. And if you don't, it takes you a while to get back into it. If you have the talent to do it at all. But it's like anything you do, just even, writing, think about all of us now, how often, or how, I guess, not often, but, that we don't write.
I agree.
Everything we do now is on text messaging, on cell phones. We're on computers, on keyboards. We just don't write a lot.
It's funny you bring that up.
Think
I
about
actually started practicing cursive this weekend, and I realized it's one of those skills that degrades over time if you don't keep practicing it.
Oh my gosh, it does.
Anything like sewing,
I
quilting,
can't cursive write for nothing anymore. And I'm one of those. I took drafting in school, and because I like architecture and things. I love drawing lines and drawing plans. But everything you do there, it's always printed. You print. And so I became a pretty good printer, but I never was a great cursive writer. But now I really am terrible. You couldn't read it if I wrote it.
That's the same.
Well, hey,
thing.
Roger, before we get into the giveaways, I want to say some shout outs out there to some of the Stitch Nation watching today. Hey, we got Wolf Geis is up in Nebraska. So, hey, Wolf Geis. We have Me up in New York watching. So, hey, Me. We have Jennifer over in Tennessee. We have Melissa in Texas. We have Jill up in Wisconsin. We have Lori over in Wyoming. We have Lorraine in Georgia. We have Linda in South Carolina. We have Carol over she's in Sykeston, Missouri. That's right down the road from us. We have Deb over in South Dakota. We have Tracy in California. Now, Tracy and I got to meet at the Impressions embroidery show out in California. So glad to see her on our show today. And we have Erin Potts. So that's a familiar name. Hey, Erin, I think she's up in Ohio. And so a lot of familiar names out there today. So thank y'all so much for joining in. Hey, we got some great giveaways today. We are going to give away some swag today. We are going to pick another finalist for our 7-needle SWF embroidery machine giveaway, along with the Mighty Hoop set. So we got a lot of stuff to do. So Roger, let's go ahead and give some stuff away. What do you think?
Do it.
All right. So first up, we are going to give away one of our bags, and this is the Crazy Sewing Lady bag. And I always have to say, I love this logo, and thanks to Dawn Chase for a creative applique for giving us this design. And it looks so good stitched out. It just really does. And so she gave it to us in 3 or 4 different sizes. And so this is a little bit bigger design that's on than the jackets that you can see. So Roger, you got that wheel ready to go?
I sure do, Blaine.
All right, well, let's spin it and see if we can get us a winner for the tote bag.
And the winner is Jerry Letter. Congratulations,
so Jerry is our winner. Congratulations. So Jerry, how you're going to claim your prize, you need to send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com and just let us know your full name, your shipping address, phone numbers, all that good stuff, and we'll get that tote bag shipped right out to you. All right, next up, Roger, we're going to give one away, our Crazy Sewing Lady vest. Now, these vests are in women sizes. They start at small and go all the way up to XXX. And so, Roger, let's spin that wheel.
Let's spin it. Congratulations. Ooh, who's the winner going to be?
Well, I see a lot of familiar names.
Me too.
Robin
Gott?
Yeah, Robin Gott. Mitten?
Yes. Robin,
all right,
congratulations.
so Robin is our winner. So Robin, what we need you to do is send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com and let us know your shipping address, all that good information, and what size and women's sizes you want for your vest, and we'll get that shipped out to you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we are going to give away a jacket. And this is they call them the puffy jackets. It still has that Crazy Sewing Lady logo on it. And so, Roger, let's spin that wheel again.
Good luck, everybody. Karen Fowler.
So Karen Fowler, congratulations. She's watching today from YouTube. So Karen, to claim that prize, just send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com and just let us know your full name, your shipping address, and most importantly, let us know the size of jacket you need. Again, they're women's sizes from small to XXX, and we'll get that shipped out to you. All right, Roger, it is time to pick another finalist for the embroidery machine. Now, again, this is going to be our 7th finalist. And right now, we don't have the Mighty Hoops up there, but you're going to also win Mighty Hoops, a set of Mighty Hoops to go with this. This is the SWF 7-needle. And Roger, this is a great prize.
Yes, it is. I can't wait till we get these in because I have told you before, I've wanted to learn multi-needle embroidery to make patches. And this is something I'm definitely interested in.
Well, you know what? I was at the Impression show out in Long Beach, and kind of what I did the whole time I was there, I stayed at the 15-needle single head machine, and I did hats the whole time.
I bet that thing was fine.
Oh my gosh, these SWF machines, what makes them different than all the other machines out there is just they're built kind of with commercial intentions, I guess you could say. They
Yeah.
have a little bit better motors, have a little bit more penetrating power. And so you're not going to have problems like you do on a lot of machines with heavier gauge stuff. And especially if you're wanting to do hats, as y'all know, hats, man, that's just a different animal when you're doing hats and different types of hats. And I tell you what, we were doing those structured hats that have the plastic, center divider in them that
Mhm.
keeps that thing stiff, and it goes right through that plastic like it's butter. It's just crazy how strong these things are. But anyway, I'm so anxious to draw our 7th finalist, Roger. So let's do it. Let's draw this 7th finalist. Good luck, everyone. Roger, spin that wheel.
Ooh. Thank you all for watching today.
Yes.
Who
are you?
you? Congratulations. Who are you?
So who are you? Send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com. That's simple. Give us your full name, shipping address, all that good stuff. Get it to us, and we are going to add you to the list. You're our 7th finalist. We've got 2 more finals to go. So next week, the 18th and the 25th, we will have finalists, and there'll be the 9th one, and then the 25th, we will draw out the winner, which is going to be super exciting. So hope that y'all will join in. Hey, if y'all haven't went to our website yet, we encourage y'all to go just check it out. It's siistore.com, and we're real proud of it. We're working on it constantly. Roger's doing updates and things every day on it. We got an outside company that's putting products up for us. So it's just a work in progress, but we've already got thousands of products on there, and we got a bunch more to go. But we would love for y'all to go check it out and give us some feedback on it. Let us know what you'd love to see. You can always send an email to infobox, and I'll get it, and they'll let me know, what's going on. But anyway, it says, Brenda says, thank you, Stitch It. Blaine, Roger, and the ladies of Grace, have a great day all. So we sure appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Kick, Rumble, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And man, help us spread the word, everybody. Make sure that if you can, share it on your pages. Let your friends know. We want more people to come. Again, the more people we get watching Stitch Nation, the more giveaways we're going to be able to do. So we need your help as well. And if you haven't liked our Facebook page, go like it. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go subscribe to it and give it that thumbs up. And Roger, another great show.
Yes, very fun show. Very informative.
Oh, fun. And next week we've got Janome in the house. We're going to talk about those Skyline machines, which are fantastic machines. And then we've got Mighty Hoops coming in on the 25th.
That'll be a great show. I can't wait.
Yeah, and then I'm looking forward to March. March is going to be all about embroidery, and we're going to try to kind of cover all the gamuts of embroidery. I want to be able to do some hats. I want to be able to do a lot of different things to show y'all. And we're going to have great specials on embroidery machines. And then, we're going to do some software, some stabilizer. Got some projects that they're going to do in the educational sessions. So it's going to be a good time. Hey, and I also got to tell y'all, we are getting ready to launch some exclusive embroidery design bundles from Creative Applique that'll be exclusive to Stitch It International. And we're getting ready to start getting those on the website. We'll let you know, but it's going to be a fantastic bundle. You can buy the bundle and get a multitude of designs in different sizes. And again, we're super excited about launching that, but that's coming. Be here it's going to be here pretty quick. And so looking forward to that. So Roger, got anything else we need to talk about?
No, that's it. Thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate you guys watching the show. Thank you.
And they need to sign up for the email because Roger sends emails out. So if y'all haven't signed up for our email, go to our website at the bottom of the page, on the home page. At the very bottom, it has a place you can sign up for email. Sign up because Roger's sending things out. And we got some specials going on right now on some other products. So you don't want to miss out in case that's one of the products you've been shopping for. So make sure you do that. And Roger, great job. Hey, everybody, thank y'all so much for joining in. Hope that y'all have a fantastic rest of your week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see y'all next Wednesday.